I'm Jenna Middaugh. Coming up on 11 News at Noon, firefighters have been working around the clock to get control of the fire burning near the Manitou Incline. The latest on their efforts. Plus, ballots are being sent out to registered voters in El Paso County today when yours should show up in the mail. And let's take a live look outside. Meteorologist Lucy Bergman is tracking the wind to see how it might impact the Incline Fire. She'll have the latest. Join us at noon. We are staying on top of this 11 breaking news alert. Any minute now, we're expecting another update from fire officials working to contain the Incline Fire, which is burning near Manitou Springs. We will take you to that live as soon as it starts. But here's what we know so far about the fire. It's burned 3 to 5 acres and was 0% contained as of this morning. We had another update around 6 o'clock this morning. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office believes it was started intentionally. Now, there are some pre-evacuation notices in place right now. That means these areas need to be ready to evacuate, but no one has been ordered to leave yet. The areas include Upper Crystal Park above railroad grade, the 500 to 600 block of Ruxton Avenue, and all of Fairview Avenue. And this morning during the news conference we heard, again, that was around 6 o'clock, we know 13 firefighters worked through the night to install fire lines and mop up hot spots. And then around 7 o'clock, 35 fresh new firefighters came onto the scene so that they could relieve that overnight crew. And they are continuing to try to reestablish fire lines, mop up hot spots, and really get control of this fire. Again, it's burned 3 to 5 acres. That was the last update we heard, and it was only 0% contained. So again, we are waiting for that news conference to start, and we're going to that right now.
Fire currently is still sitting at approximately 3 to 5 acres. The fire has not grown since last night. Crews made really good progress last night. They were able to establish fire line and continue to improve that and mop up hot spots. We have 35 firefighters on scene this afternoon who are continuing that work. We're not seeing much smoke this afternoon, which is a good sign that they're making really good progress. We still are at 0% contained on this fire, and that containment number probably won't increase until they are confident that those lines are going to hold. So we still have some potential with this fire. However, things are looking really good and crews are cautiously optimistic. One addition that we've had this afternoon is we were able to put in a hose lay, which is hose from Ruxton Creek. It's 1,200 feet of fire hose, and water is being pumped up to the fire. So we have 1,200 feet of hose coming from Ruxton Creek up to the fire to where we have large tanks of water, and then we have pumps going from that large tank of water over to the fire. So this afternoon we should have hose all the way around the fire in an effort to continue to cool the hot spots and gain some containment on this fire. The pre-evacuations are still in place. Those are for the 500 and 600 block of Ruxton Avenue, as well as Fairview. One pre-evacuation that I did miss last night that was issued by El Paso County Sheriff's Office, and that is for Upper Crystal Park above railroad grade. Again, this was one that was put in last night, and it still remains in place. There are no mandatory evacuations, and crews will continue the work that they've been doing today. And at this point, I'm going to turn this over to Commander Stroessner for an update on the investigation for the fire.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeff Stroessner. I'm a commander with the Specialized Enforcement Division of the Colorado Springs Police Department. First, I want to thank the fire department for all their effort that they were able to stomp this down really quick. You know, we take these wildfires very seriously in our community, and with that, this morning, it was determined that the Colorado Springs Police Department's Regional Explosives Unit would be the lead investigating agency of this fire in the event that the origin and cause is determined to be arson. And the reason that the Explosives Unit is involved in this is just a couple months ago, an agreement was signed between the police department and the sheriff's department that all arson fires would be investigated by that unit throughout the entire county. The Regional Explosives Unit is comprised of detectives from both the sheriff's department and the police department. At this time, the origin and cause is still being determined. Our detectives are on scene monitoring that, but we are waiting to find out if indeed it is going to be determined to be an arson fire. We are asking the community to call in any tips they may have. We've set up a tip line. They'll be calling the Sheriff's Department at 520-6666, or they can call Crime Stoppers if they want to remain anonymous at 719-634-7867.
Can we ask just real quick, you haven't said it's arson yet, but does it help when it is a small fire and we've got to equip to be able to make that determination? Because sometimes fire can, when it's really big.
It can help, but you know, depending on how this fire was set, it can make it very difficult at times. But the detectives will get up on the side of the hill when those hot spots are kicked down. We are going to do an aerial flyover and map it out with a drone a little later today, but that is ongoing.
Did you find the exact origin, or is there more than one origin?
I can't speak to that right now. I don't know. Thank you.
So you've just been listening in, hearing an update from fire officials about the Incline Fire. The biggest things we just want to recap is that it has not grown. It's still 3 to 5 acres, 0% containment. That's what it was at last night when it first sparked. Other updates are that the firefighters are able to get water from a creek nearby so that they're able to put water around the fire, hopefully able to get those flames out as much as possible. And then in terms of the investigation, Colorado Springs police say they are still waiting to see what firefighters say about the cause and origin of the fire, to see if it was intentionally set. We're going to continue to follow this throughout the day, but right now we want to get over to meteorologist Lucy Bergman. And Lucy, during that news conference, we could hear the wind. How is that affecting how firefighters are able to fight this fire?
Well, it's certainly going to fan the flames as we go through the afternoon.
Today, more than 400,000 ballots are being mailed out to registered voters in El Paso County. You can expect to get your ballot in the mailbox over the next few days. Once you fill it out, you can drop it off at one of the 37 drop boxes throughout the county. The El Paso County Clerk and Recorder says about 80% of voters will use those drop boxes to submit their ballots.
The quickest way for you to get your ballot back to us.
Now, if you want to mail your ballot back instead of dropping it off, it costs 65 cents for postage, and you're asked to put it in the mail by October 26th. And for the first time, you'll also be able to track your ballot. And we will link for you to sign up to do that over on our website, KKTV.com. Just click on Find It. We'll be right back. We are staying on top of this 11 breaking news alert. 11 News reporter Megan Heiler is live in Manitou Springs, where firefighters are still working to contain the Incline Fire. Megan, what's the latest?
Well, Jenna, in a press conference, officials said that the fire is still at about 3 to 5 acres, but they made good progress with the fire line and hotspots overnight.
Thank you, Megan. We know you'll stay on top of it. And in just a few minutes, Governor Jared Polis is expected to give us another update on the state's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. He's scheduled to start talking around 12:30 this afternoon, so just a few minutes, and you can watch live on our 11 News Facebook page. We'll also have an update later on 11 News at 4. We'll see you then.